Lord, I need more. Good morning. Welcome back to the live stream, everyone. I'm really excited today because I have a special guest again, another WIN speaker, but this time someone who is going to be presenting a panel for the men in our community. Dr. Oliver T. Reid came to us through one of our corporate sponsors, actually. Shout out to LaShauna West, and I met him at one of the events. So I cannot wait for you guys to meet him and just to see what he's going to be bringing to the table. So I'll start with introductions. As you all know, I'm Allegra Jackson, the founder of Women into Networking WIN, and we are hosting the Women Empowering Generations Conference 2026 in March next year, March 6th and 7th to be precise. It is going to be one of the most amazing events that I probably have ever been to. And we look forward to having you there because we are bringing all generations of women in one room. And we now have the men at the forefront to support us. Dr. Oliver T. Reid, please introduce yourself. Let everyone know who you are.
Oh, Dr. Jackson, listen, I'm super excited to be here. I'm Dr. Oliver T. Reid, uh, and I help entrepreneurs propel them to actually write their story through the art of storytelling in the books. I've published over 61 books and climbing. I have one coming out soon, and just love to document and empower stories specifically in regards to men. I always say that there's two things men should do is write a book and own land, being the owner of their stories and the owner of their territory. So I'm super excited to be a part of this win journey and excited to be here with you today.
I'm excited too. Like it really is something special to me because I never knew that this was something we needed, right? To have more men in our community like yourself to just kind of really bring the value add up. And also when I met you at the Healing While Building Summit, you were doing your own thing as a speaker, and that was really why I was attracted to asking you to come aboard. Tell us a little bit about that because I got a lot out of what you talked about, the spirit of defense. Offense, the spirit of offense. Don't
Yeah,
get it wrong, y'all.
they're similar. They are
Just so
similar.
we can get a taste of what you talk about and how powerful it is. We'd love to
Yeah,
hear.
I've been privileged to use my trauma, my brokenness, the things that I faced as a man, and not throwing it away. So many times we're taught to get rid of the trash, move forward, heal, get over it, especially men, get over it, get up, don't cry, suck it up. Hey, you're the leader, have all the answers. And I realized that a lot of times that was leaving me personally, and I know a lot of men, in particular people in general, but let's just focus on men offended. A lot of times we deal with, and I get a lot of women who ask me and have problems in their relationships because they're dating a man that's 40, but he's back at 5 when he was offended or molested or broken. And so you may not even know that you're triggering him because he never tells you. And I know, for example, I come from a strong line of women. My mom was very, very passionate and domineering. She had to be. She had to step into that role. But what that did a lot of times, it turned me off with people, with women who operate in masculine energy, and that's their top, and that's the only way. I do believe that men and women can operate in both energy, female and male. But a lot of times for me, when that masculine energy is so over the top, it pushed me in a cycle of closing down and shut everything off. So when I was at Healing While Building, I was talking about the spirit of offense, how offense is a spirit. It's not just a person that did something to you. It's something that lingers. And I always call it, people can be off-ended, which means that you're already off. You've already ended the conversation. Your body is there, but your mind's not there. You're in the relationship, but you're not relating. A lot of these things, a lot of times, will be a part of somebody's whole trauma. And so I'm super excited. I lead a group of men called He Men. And it's, the greater one inside of us, which is He, greater is He that's in us than He that's in the world. So I'm super excited to formulate these dialogues and have these conversations on both sides. So with that, it's just one of those things that I'm super excited to be coming to win, to be apart, to share and to really bring both sides of the perspective. And so with that, it's all one. A lot of times we kind of break women into groups and men into groups. It's uh it's amazing a lot of times to really get dialogue going, right? You get the dialogue going, you get the dialogue flowing. And so I know that you're doing something legendary that's going to allow um, men and women to get in a space to really chat. So I'm super excited to be facilitating that. I got some great questions. I know we're going to have some great men that's going to be a part of that panel. And it's just dialogue. I think we move through things in our life by dialogue and by sharing and by really, really focusing on intentional things that can actually go. So super excited about that. You got
Yes, thank you so much. I'm sorry about that.
no
That
problem.
freaks me out in this technology thing. I hate it so much. But
Yeah.
I did hear what you were talking about, and I was so like, oh God, it was feeling so good about how you were digging into the fact that men need that safe space and
Hmm.
also to embrace that,
Yeah.
and recognizing from that standpoint that even as a woman, right, like I have to recognize that too, right? So I
Yeah.
love that. I didn't. I don't know if I told you this, but the day after the Healing While Building Summit, guys, and y'all listen, it was amazing. So make sure you connect with our corporate sponsors at Healing While Building, Pop and Create. Shout out. I just love the fact that I was able to walk away with so full of a new idea about what it meant, that spirit of offense. I honestly, guys, I didn't even recognize it. And then the next morning on that Sunday, my pastor's talking about the spirit of offense. So you do have a book about it because
Yes.
this is something that obviously isn't new, but this is why we need to hear things so much and to dig deeper and understand what it means. Can you talk about your book?
Yeah. I wrote a book called Restless, Breaking the Spirit of Offense, because I was just so intrigued. This book took me probably around 12 years to write because I was thinking that I had to be over offense. And I was sitting in church one day. I had been working on it. It has been on my mission board because I'm a writer. So I have like maybe 10, 15 titles that I'm working in at one time. So by the time my book comes out, usually, Doc, it's late. What I mean by that is already been in my spirit marinating for all these years. And sitting there, and the lady got up. She was preaching that Sunday, and she was like, you got to really go back to certain points. And then God hit me. And he was like, "You're waiting to write this book till you get over offense. I don't want you to get over it. I want you to get through it." I was like, "Oh, so you don't? I don't have to be perfectly unoffended to write this book." And so the book really talks about resting with less. When you really start to rest with less and really let offense go, it's like taking the yoke off your own neck. It's like taking that straight jacket that you put yourself in and you blame everybody else for it. And so the book really walks through the story of Jacob and Esau. If you know anything about the Bible, and Esau was upset because he had got tricked by his brother. But God comes to him and he says to Esau, when you get tired or when you get restless, you're going to take the yoke of offense off your neck. And that is so freeing, Dr. Jackson, because it's one of those things where we pray, if we're believers or whatever faith you're in, you're praying for God to do all this stuff when he's saying, no, it's up to you to free yourself. So he told Esau, when you get tired, you'll free yourself. So whoever's watching this, when you get tired of what he did to you and the breakup, and when you get tired of what she did to you and how your mama treated you and your uncles, and you'll get tired. And I found myself tired. So I found myself literally in the spirit and in the natural, in my mind, having to revisit people who died without saying sorry to me. I had to go back to my stepdad who abused me, who died, who never apologized, and say, listen, I take that spirit of offense off my neck. I forgive you. See, sometimes it's not just about the living; it's also the things that died in your life that we're still holding on to. And when I realized, oh, it's some dead folks still in my spirit. It's some things that my ancestors did. And that's why I love what you're doing. You're bringing generational people to this form, right? So sometimes the healing ain't what you did. You're fighting with great great grandmother's trauma. That's why you can't keep a man because grandma was divorced and grandma was by herself, and then mom was, and auntie was, and everybody was. And now you got this strong man who really wants to love you and be able to be there. But you used to being by yourself generationally. You've been turned off. Imagine that generationally. And bro, we trying to be a father we never had. We never had the father. The grandfather was separated. We were brought into certain parts of this world and we were made to be breeders. I've been doing a lot of study. I live in the DMV, the DC area, and a lot of times it's studying the historical context. DC was a breeding ground for black men. It means that we were almost like breeding. We were all almost like cattle breeding. We were brought into DC or the District of Columbia just to mate and not be a father. Can you imagine we were just there to reproduce? One man may have three or four different women. That's in the soil of our DNA, right? And but we weren't able to be a father to them. Now in 2026 or 2025, we're asked to be this father, and it's been in our bloodline. So if you're really really spiritual, David says something in Psalms. If you want, he says, "Cleanse me from blood guiltiness." Now that's the deep part. What David started to realize, I'm acting out because my dad acted out. I'm acting out for things that I didn't even know generationally was offended. So what David said, cleanse me from blood guiltiness, stuff that I didn't even know about that's in my bloodline. And that's what I really want to share with when we're talking with men, like what's in your bloodline? What's in your DNA? What's those trigger words? But I'm not gonna get too deep in there. But there's just so much stuff when you
I will
start
say,
telling
don't
people,
give me too much. Don't give me too.
you know
It's
me.
it's so good. Thank you so much for that. It was I loved every bit of it. It sat in the like all down in here, all in my chest, guys, because I felt it.
Yeah,
Generationally, because we don't always sit in the room together. I have 5 generations, right? In my life right now that we literally can sit at the dinner table together. Five
hmm
generations of women, right? My grandmother is 92 years old.
wow,
Okay, my niece is 4. So, and we're living longer, guys. Like we're having the opportunity to now be in the room with our grandparents, and I'm having conversations like that. Well, yeah, my grandmother's 96 and my grandmother's 100. I'm like, oh my god, we get to be so blessed, right? And then for the men who you guys heal us through observing and being honest, to be honest with everyone here. I love when I get to hear that logical standpoint, saying outside of the emotion of what we do as
yeah,
women, because we are emotional. But when we come together, and especially as generations, we get to heal some things. And I love what you said about your book and how it goes that deep through our generations. This is going to heal a lot of hearts, guys, especially for a lot of men. So y'all come up in a room. We did not select the speakers on the panel yet. Dr. Oliver, did
mhm,
you have any things in mind about what kind of energy these men would need to bring to stage to give
yeah.
us?
It's
Um,
funny. I reached out to one gentleman yesterday, and he met him. I think he met him at Healing While Building. But I
Please
was
tell me
like,
he's going to be in the room.
yeah, I'm like, he's excited about it, but he's a very accomplished guy. So I think people who are, that don't have to shrink. I'm looking for men who don't have to shrink and who their identity is. You don't have to shrink. This panel, we want a mixture of people. This particular gentleman served in the armed forces. I'm not gonna tell the story at the highest rank, but grew up in a tumultuous time. Who was addicted to substance. So I think having people, men who have been through something, is going to be about this. This is not the panel for this your success story. This is the place where you can bring your trauma. You can heal openly. I feel like this forum is going to be where we don't have to hide anymore. That we can actually be who we are, not shrink, go through things, talk, chat. And then people who are that men that have EI. I want men that have emotional intelligence. I want people to be able to say, hey man, listen. So, I'm thinking about, hey man, hopefully it may be that therapist who has mastered his own struggles. And then I want that person, man, the incarcerated man. I'm looking for somebody who has spent some time on the other side um, of the track. So it's this well blended Superman that we want that can really bring us through and really talk about angles and dysfunction and disruption and also destiny and overcoming. So I think it's just that well blended soup. You know how I grew up in the South, mom would make that soup and she would put all these different things in it. But by the time she got all that stuff in it, it's like, man, this is good. I can't tell you what's in it, but it's good. That's the kind of group I'm looking for.
We're gonna marinate this experience. I love it so much. So I'm gonna tune it down because guys, we just want to take a few, a little time today to just really honor our speakers. Dr. Oliver T. Reed, he did not have to take the time out to bless us with all his genius and experience and the overcoming that he has shared with us so far. I also love the fact that we can just be ourselves in the room. So y'all pull
Yeah.
up, get your tickets to the conference.
Yeah.
We are almost halfway full. I don't want y'all to
Yeah,
miss
you got
out.
a few tickets left, right? You got a
Um,
few left.
we have a lot of tickets still left. We have 100 seats, guys. So we are
Okay.
filling them up. But because we are in a room, like if you guys have been in Modex Studios, it's fully digital and production savvy. They run a lot of TEDx events there. And we had our conference there last year, and we already know the feeling of what it feels like to come into that room together, with just 40 to 50 people. Imagine 150 people, right? We're really excited because the stage is digital. So we're going to be not only creating experiences like the men's panel, where you guys will see the men on stage with Dr. Oliver bringing this fire and also being able to ask the questions and get the experience of what it looks like to really heal in that room together. I also want you guys to experience Dr. Oliver leading up to the conference. Can we talk about your social media?
Yeah. I'm at everything Dr. Oliver, put that T, Reid, Reid, on all socials. I'm doing a lot of different things. Like I shared with you, a lot of different things that are coming out this year that I'm super, super excited about that's starting in December. So everything at Dr. Reid on Twitter, on Instagram, on IG, on TikTok. The writing coach, you can definitely do that. And so all things there and all things available to have a dialogue. We also have He-Man for men who are watching this. It's he, like He-Man, the old cartoon, He, and that he is greater is he, the divine that's in us. He-Man movement. So it's amazing to see us doing some things there. We have a lot of stuff planned to build that community and work with women um, in it to win. So I'm excited. So you can find me on all those platforms.
And I do want to ask about the whole thing with the barbershop talk because I really enjoy that.
Yes,
I feel like it is giving, like, okay, we're in the room usually healing in the barbershop. We're going to give y'all a window into what that looks
yes,
like. Can you just talk
yes.
about what that is?
Yeah, that's gonna be like wait when you pull up on I don't know when we're speaking yet. I mean you got that itinerary because you're so profound, so professional. But I think it's either the sixth or the seventh. Either way, you're pulling up, and when you're pulling up, we're gonna have that barbershop because barbershop talk way back in our history in the 1920s and 1930s, 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, all the way through that area up to now, where barbers have been more than just barbers. They were our therapists. They were, as we said, in those chairs. So as these men sat in the chairs, we might even have some clippers on set. We might even set it up like that. But what it does is it gives an opportunity for men to vet. I can't tell you how many barbershop talks that I've been a part of where men get in and sit down in the chair and they just start talking about a conversation from politics to prison, from prison to potential, to what's going on at home, what's happening. It's a free space. And it's almost like what happens at the barbershop stays at the barbershop. And sometimes I would find myself sitting there, Allegra, well after I had my haircut, hours into it, because I'm the next guy who's sitting in the chair started talking sports, entertainment, political. I found jobs, leads in the barbershop. I found, it's really crazy. Men begin to minister to each other because at the end of the day, they have their sons a lot of times. They have, people come through the barbershop selling things. It's you want to get your car fixed. It's where men kind of hang out, and I think that that community is so needed that a lot of barbers are not. How can I put it? Praised enough. If you go on my page, I'm linked up with a guy. I don't know if you saw it on my page, but I'm having. I think we had 2 or 3 hour conversation. We did two takes where he with the camera guys in there. And we were really talking about real issues. And that has gotten the most views on my page. Just sitting down in there, he's talking, I'm talking. He's a celebrity barber. I'm in there. We're just talking about life and what we see. And so I really want women to peek into that thing because I don't know a lot of women are not allowed, in relationships like, okay, honey, I'll be out because it's kind of our sanctuary.
Right. Like I'm like, wait, that was really like the movie. Like,
Yeah, it's really like that and more. Like it's really like that. And I remember dating and stuff like that. I'd be like, I'll just, hey, I'll see you when I get out of my mom because that's that place where we can kind of sit, be unfiltered, and we don't have to say anything or watch what we say. It's just that understood culture and language.
wow. I love it, and I love the fact that as men, as men over time have built that safe space. Like
Yes.
I'm a crier. I cry all the time, but my fiance, he be like, okay, now I can't be crying all the time. And I think it's just something that we, adapted to in our society. I really do love social media. You guys go over to Dr. Oliver's social media channels. Make sure you watch what he's bringing to the table, especially with the barbershop talk. That did intrigue me. I really did enjoy watching the conversation between you and the barber. I didn't pay attention. I didn't know who he was as the barber, so I'm going to go back and look and give credit where it's due.
Yes. Very good guy.
Um,
It's tough,
yeah,
Yep.
and I love that you're able to do that. So, is there anything that you would like people to know, or as I would like to say, words of wisdom? Say someone is in a space where they feel like they're not really able to move forward. They feel like giving up. They're not having a great day. What kind of encouragement would you like to give them right now?
Man, I would say that the encouragement I give myself and give them is the freedom to not know. It's okay to not know, and I think especially men, we are always forced to make a decision. But I'm finding out more as I get older and more seasoned that it's okay for me to like say, I don't know, I don't understand, I don't know how to figure this out. I'm not trying to figure it out. Relieving that pressure off yourself. And sometimes you just got to survive the day. Well, I mean, it sounds simple. Just if I can just get through this 24 hours, most of the time you're gonna feel different tomorrow. Don't make that permanent decision on a temporary circumstance. Whatever it is, just give yourself that grace for the next day. So that's what I would tell people. Give yourself freedom on the next day. Sometimes you just got to just get on those covers and just set it down. And just, I've done that. Just let me sleep. Let me just sleep through this thing. Or just sit and stare at the wall to the clock strikes 12. And now we got to do reset.
Man, it's such an encouraging word, y'all. Make sure you rest and make sure you follow Dr. Oliver T. Reid. He has books, lots and lots of books that you can definitely have to own, and make sure that you go to Amazon and grab those books. We'll drop some links in the chat after on the replay for everyone. And also make sure you guys follow the social media channels. We'll consistently be replaying this for you all leading up to the conference so you can hear and get it into your spirit what Dr. Oliver is bringing to the table. Dr. Oliver, thank you so much. I really appreciate
Thank
you
you.
coming and spending time with us, and we'll see you at the conference.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate you.
Have an amazing day, everyone.